Hey, what's going on everyone? CJC presents WandA Workouts and Anime. Welcome to part 2 of 2 in predicting the future content that lies ahead of Pirate Warriors 4. In part 1, we took a crystal ball, like the old bitch from Wano, and predicted the release dates for DLC Pack 5 and 6. Make sure you check that video out if you have not done so already. However, today's video finds us predicting the content that'll be in the last 2 special logs. Looking back at when Special Log 1, Yamato's Adventures, was released, it came out a day after DLC Pack 4. For when those dates will most likely be, again, check out part 1 of this video series. This series is speculative and is, in my opinion, for how things will turn out. Will things happen the way I'm trying to predict? If they do, guarantee I will be parading with my predictions. If they are inaccurate, I will take the L and acknowledge it as such. At the end of the day, it's important to create discussion for the new content amongst community members. We are in very exciting times for Pirate Warriors 4. I am curious as to how the last 2 special logs will go, so I'm here to predict to ultimately find out. Before we actually start, I wanted to share some of my thoughts before scripting this video. I was very back and forth on the idea of how many missions in each of the next 2 special logs will have. Since Special Log 1 had 4 missions, one would believe it to coincide with the DLC pack number, that being number 4. I would love if the next 2 special logs have more than 4 missions. So, in theory, the second special log would have 5 missions, due to DLC pack 5 being released, and then the same would occur with DLC pack 6, the last special log having 6 missions ideally. I don't think this is going to be the case, however. I would love to be proven wrong. If we can't get more missions, then let's get some fucking more missions. As it stands, I think the last 2 special logs will only have 4 missions each. Again, I'd be so happy to be proven wrong, but they need to show it first. Koei has proved not just myself, but a lot of us wrong with the audacity to even just release content outside of characters. Can they do it again? We'll just have to see. So, until they prove us wrong, we are going to assume the last 2 special logs are only 4 missions per log. Now with that out of the way, let's actually predict what's going to be in the next 2 special logs. Of course, we are going to start off with the log that coincides with DLC Pack 5. The previous special log was titled Yamato's Adventures, thus I am predicting the next special log to be titled Uta's World Tour. This special log can go one of 2 ways, so let's first talk about the one that's most unlikely. This path includes a playable Elgia, and I believe it to be the last stage of the 4. However, here lies the problem, and that's the game's coding. Now, I'm not a coding expert, however, there is a clear reason why we got a new game mode for the new missions, rather than it being added to the treasure log. Thus, if a new stage is playable, I think it'll only be playable in Special Log. Whatever code that might have been placed initially might just be untouchable. This could also be why we never got additional missions with Character Pass 1. Now, I'm not excusing Koei Tecmo since they do tend to hoe their fanbase when it comes to extra content. That being said, I think I can speak for most fans when I say we'd be disappointed if we only got Elgia as a special log exclusive stage. Yes, it would be very cool to have some new variety, but the new variety should also occur in the treasure log as well. Again, I'm not a coding expert, so I'm not sure how possible it would even be to code Elgia into treasure log. I think Koei is just going to avoid this outright, thus they will go to the alternative route, Path 2. Again, I'd love to be proven wrong, but with Koei's reputation, I mean, it sticks for a reason. But let's go to the positive stuff. With each special log purchased, we unlock another soul map. Soul map 0 and 1 took us to a max level of 24. Each soul map boosted us up 3 levels, so now we'll be at a maximum level of 27 with the release of soul map 2. In Special Log 1, the 4 missions given to us were leveled like so. Stage 1 at level 5, Stages 2 and 3 at level 10, and the last one being at level 15. They will not do the same levels again, considering the devs will have expected the fans to have purchased the previous special log and are maxed out to level 24, by this point of Special Log 2's release. Thus, Stage 1 will be level 10, the following 2 stages will be level 15, and then the last stage will be at level 20. We've already seen level 20, which is available in Dramatic Log when you are playing on the hardest difficulty. We'll also be getting a new few skills. I wonder what skills we'll get, so definitely comment down below as to what you think we'll see from Soul Map 2. I'm curious to see what your thoughts are. Now let's look at actual stages we'll be seeing. I think there'll be a different variety this time. Special Log 1 in order was Wano's Flower Capital, Whole Cake Island, the Navy Base, and Subodhi Archipelago. I think 2 of these stages will have carryover, but we'll get to those soon. The stages have to guarantee an quote-unquote audience, so to speak. I also think Uta will be shown interacting with other characters that aren't playable like Vivi, Rebecca, etc. Thus, Stage 1 is going to have us in the Palace of Alabasta to kick off Uta's world tour. Now there is a lingering question as to how they will make Uta in her adventure. In Special Log 1, we can assume it takes place after the Wano arc, in terms of where Yamato's character is at that point. Thus, we need to know if Uta will still be an antagonist, or she will be more of how she was towards the end of Film Red, and not the dead part. Since she is so anti-pirate, I think it would be interesting for Uta to do her tour in countries where pirates ruled. Alabasta was the first, so we'll get to see Uta go there and interact with Vivi. The next stage, I think we'll get to see Uta take tour in Dressrosa, where she'll get to interact with Rebecca and her father. This stage will be the first of 2 to be leveled 15. I'm not sure what enemies we'll see, but I'm sure it will be against Dovey and his group. Next up, Uta takes her talents to the secluded Wano country. I was back and forth whether or not it would be Whole Cake or Wano. I think Wano would make sense. This way we can actually fight against Yamato and Hybrid Kaido. The last mission, I honestly think it'll take place once again in Subodhi. It's the perfect stage. There's a reason why the territorial missions against the Yonko take place there, and why the last Special Log mission in Yamato's adventure takes place there too. All of the greenery also makes it appear like Elgia 2, so they do have that going for them as well. There's also the Navy base, so Film Red Kobe, Kizaru, and Fujitora, who are available in the base game, can all make an appearance during the mission since, outside of Kobe of course, the 2 admirals did appear in the movie. Once we complete all the hidden missions and main missions, I think we'll get our secret boss, and this is the last stage of course, and that's fighting Uta herself. I think when we get that, I think Film Red Shanks will appear as an ally, along with Rooftop Luffy getting his bad pirate outfit. Then we team up with those characters and put a stop to Uta. If you've made it up to this point so far, I want to say thank you for watching today's video. Consider leaving a like and subscribing for more content like this in the future. Now we have the last special log that coincides with DLC Pack 6. This special log will be titled something along the lines of Roger's Last Journey, Roger's Last Voyage, it could be anything, Roger's Last something. I think it would be really cool if we were teaming up with Prime Garp with the special log, but I don't think that'll be the case. Trying to predict which stages we'll be getting is going to be pretty difficult, but let's first discuss the level cap. I think the levels based on the stages will go as follows. Stage 1 will be at level 15, stages 2 and 3 are going to be at level 20, and then the last stage is going to be at level 25. With the final soul map being unlocked, our characters will be at a max level of 30. In Special Log 1, we only got to team up with 1 ally. I believe we will get to experience a double team up towards the end of Special Log 2. Again, once you unlock everything, you get to team up with Shanks and Luffy. This time, I think it'll be the first time we get to ally with 2 party members throughout. That of course being Roger and Rayleigh. There's so many routes you can go with mission selections and themes based around it. Of course, I think one mission's going to be a trip to the Navy base. This way we can fight against Sengoku and Prime Garp. I think there will be a mission in which we fight against the Rock's remnants, Whitebeard, Hybrid Kaido, Big Mom. To be honest, predicting the order is anyone's guess at this point, so here's where I will start mine. I think the first mission will take place at Water 7. I'm not sure of the enemies we'll face. Maybe CP9, not sure, but I think the central theme of this mission is that Roger needs a ship to travel around one last time. So he goes to the shipyard to find something. I believe the secret boss at the end will be us, the player, fighting off against Rayleigh. It's going to be sort of our like quote-unquote test to determine whether or not we can hang with Roger and company. I'm not as confident as picking the stage as I am with the other ones I'm going to predict. The first stage can honestly be anything. I think this is one of the few logical ones that come to mind. Like, I don't think Roger would start at Alabasta, Ennis Lobby, Dressrosa. I just think it makes sense for him to be at Water 7. It's the most quote-unquote logical place I can think of to start. The next stage, which will be the first of 2 level 20 stages, will be against the Rock Pirates remnants that will take place at Onigashima. Here, we will clash against Big Mom and Hybrid Kaido. Then, once we defeat those 2 factions, we will get to fight Marco, Odin, Vista, Josu, and of course, Whitebeard in his prime costume. And then, as a secret boss, we get to fight Ace at the end, his son. The third stage, I believe, will be at the Navy base, which we get to fight against Garp and Sengoku. Simple enough, I feel. I know people are going to hate me saying it, but for the last stage, I don't know where else it could be. I think it's going to be Saboti again. Honestly, just the most neutral stage I can think of at this point. Again, a lot of this is speculative, but it's hard for me to imagine where any other area would make sense. Saboti is truly the most neutral arena there is in the game. I'm not confident picking the stage, so quite frankly, any stage could take this place. However, the theme will not change, and that's a battle against the new generation. In this mission, we'll get to fight the warlords, Film Red Shanks, Uta, Blackbeard, and then the Straw Hat Pirates. Then, once we 100% the mission, Roger will then want to fight you to see if you can lead the new generation, leaving Roger to be the secret boss of the last mission. Honestly, this was a lot of fun to make this video series. Again, I do need to preface by saying that all of this is speculative and is in my opinion. With that being said, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I'd love if we get more missions for the last 2 special logs, but I just don't think that'll be the case. It's more likely that 4 missions per special log, but that of course is in my opinion. I will see you in the comments and in the next video. Peace.